Okay, the first thing I want to show you is one of these that I've already put together. This was what I would call prototype 1. It's pretty much a simple little piece of PVC pipe. See some wiring here that we'll go over later. And the most crucial part of this whole thing is right here. This is your GoPro mount. Now, I've seen some of these on YouTube where people kind of, I guess, figure out their own ways of making these. They look somewhat strange. They may work, but for 20 bucks, I'd buy the whole kit, and I'll show you a couple reasons why here in a minute. But would strongly recommend that. You're also going to see a little tether right here. That's a crucial part that I would always add to mine. By the way, the mounting bracket I bought it at Best Buy. It was 20 bucks. It's made to mount here, or really anywhere on a motorcycle frame or on a bike frame, and it works perfectly with PVC pipe because that's just about the diameter of the pipe. Okay, here's all the parts you'll need to put this little project together. You're going to need a drill. Nothing special, just has to go through 1-inch OD PVC pipe. You might want some tape. Black tape seems to work good to use as a handle after you put the holes down here. It can be a little crispy on the fingertips when you're holding it. It just can be the hole in it, and the piece of electrical tie you're going to use to hold the lanyard is a little rough, so you can tape over it. Makes it a little smoother. Great stuff. Gaps and cracks. A couple of these babies, you're going to put one of these in the holes that you're going to put on each end. One of them is going to hold the mounting bracket for the camera. The other is going to hold your lanyard, the end inside of here. So you're going to need one of those. Takes a lot to break these. You'd have to really have something jerk on it hard. Adds as a little safety measure for this one up here. It's going to have the camera on it. Camera should stay completely, but you never know. One could slide off the end, and this will prevent that from happening. And obviously you're going to drill the 2 holes inside of here, and you could tape over those 2 as well, because this stuff seems to want to go everywhere. And if you can tape over it pretty quickly, make your job a little less dirty, and cleanup should be quicker. And of course your lanyard, get these anywhere online. Got a jet ski now, go find one. They're sitting on it, so you just use that. So that's all the parts you're going to need, and of course a Miller Lite. Okay, the back end of this thing, you're probably saying, wow, that's cool, he's got a little harness. Well, let me show you where I got it. If you go over here to one of your toys, most of these have harnesses, and of course a jet ski does. Take your jet ski harness, or go to any motorcycle shop that sells jet skis, buy one of these, and you've got a nice harness. I'll show you how to mount it in just a second. Okay, so now I'm putting my 2 holes into the ends of the pipe. Okay, so what I got here is basically, woohoo, a piece of PVC pipe with 2 holes in it. This isn't rocket science. Okay, now I've got my 2 holes. One end is actually going to be the end that I attach my tether to, straight off of my personal watercraft, but like I said, you can buy these anywhere. Key thing is these have a little absorption to them, and it's got this nice loop already built into it, so I can slide the loop inside, and when I put my little mounting plastic piece, electrical tie through there, I'll be able to reuse this as my tether when I'm not using this for the camera. Okay, so what I've done now, I got the tether attached, I've got it through the end piece, and I've got my nice little handy electrical tie going through all of it. All you gotta do, hook this up just like so, and then trim off the excess, and you got a nice little tether. What I did cosmetically to this, I'll show in just a second, but I did put, as you'll see on the prototype over here, just some handy duct tape over it just to make it a little easier to grip and feel. I think on the next one what I'll do is put on some you know, a nice handlebar type grip or something like that. Okay, the next part of this process is we're going to put a little buoyancy into this tube, because when you put the tube on and all the mounts, even with the GoPro surf float on the housing, it's not got enough buoyancy to hold all this up. So this great stuff right here is going to solve that problem for us. Really simple to do. Take the tube, stick it in, give it a squeeze, and it's just going to feel it nice and gooey and full of black floaty stuff. Okay, so what we got now is our GoPro extended stick with our lanyard put in it, and it is also now full of our lovely great stuff gaps and cracks filler. For the longer ones, you'll want to probably put some holes in here and actually fill those up this way versus the end, because the ends eventually get clogged up, and there's probably not going to be any in here for your flotation unless you put some holes here and just pump it up. Any 5-year-old could do it, but I wouldn't suggest that because this stuff is kind of nasty to deal with. But now it's nice and dry. The rest of it is simple as can be. You're going to take your mount, put it on right here just like you would on the handlebars of a motorcycle. And I've got 3 different mounts here, so when I am in the water, I'll be able to turn this to look at me, to look ahead of me, to look to the side of me without having to take out any of the bolts while I'm in the water. So keep a good look at this configuration here, because that's what allows you to do it, simultaneous ways, different views. But all in all, I'd say you got about $5-6 invested maybe, and you could probably do 8 or 10 of these with that amount of money, because the biggest expense will be your lanyard and your gaps and crack stuff, and maybe a Miller Lite while you're doing it. But that's it. Hope it works. Enjoy. Got any questions, send them back to me on YouTube.